January 23rd, 2026, Ontario International Airport in Southern California. FBI Director Kash Patel watches a Canadian prisoner step off a chartered flight in handcuffs. Gray sweatshirt, black vest, expressionless face. Ryan James Wedding, former Olympian, Sinaloa Cartel member, and according to federal prosecutors, a modern-day Pablo Escobar, who built a billion-dollar cocaine empire on the corpses of innocent families. Arrested yesterday in Mexico City after more than a decade on the run. Charged with running a transnational drug network that moves 60 tons of cocaine annually. Accused of ordering the execution-style murder of a federal witness who was shot 5 times in the head. Wanted for orchestrating the slaughter of an Indian family in their Canadian home over mistaken identity. The daughter survived 13 gunshots. Her parents did not. But here's what makes this different. This was not some street dealer from the projects. This was a kid who represented his country at the Olympics. A bronze medalist, a national team athlete who chose cocaine over competition. And yesterday, after a $15 million FBI manhunt, the game finally collected. This is that story. Thunder Bay, Ontario, September 14th, 1981. Ryan James Wedding is born into snow. His maternal grandparents own Mount Baldy Ski Resort. His uncle directs a ski school and coaches the Canadian women's national alpine ski team. His father is an engineer and former competitive skier. This is Olympic royalty. Not street life, not poverty, not circumstances. Privilege. When Ryan is 12, the family moves to Coquitlam, British Columbia, just outside Vancouver. Bigger mountains, better training, serious competition. The kid shows promise immediately. He wins the first snowboarding race he ever enters. At 15 years old, Ryan Wedding makes the Canadian national ski team. Not trying out, making it. At 15. In 1999, at the Junior World Championship, Ryan won bronze in parallel giant slalom. The sport was emerging, and snowboarding had just been added to the Olympics in 1998. Ryan was positioned perfectly. In 2001, at the Junior World Championships, he took silver. The progression was clear, from bronze to silver. Next stop, Olympic gold. In February 2002, at the Salt Lake City Winter Olympics, Ryan Wedding, 20 years old, represented Canada in the men's parallel giant slalom. This was the dream. Olympic rings, the national anthem, the sense of legacy. He finished 24th out of 32 competitors, not even close to the podium. Philippe Schalk of Switzerland took gold, Richard Rickardsson of Sweden won silver, Chris Klug, representing the United States, took bronze. Ryan Wedding did not medal, he did not make the top 20. He finished 24th and watched other people's flags rise. After Salt Lake City, Ryan gives up competitive snowboarding and returns to Vancouver. He enrolls at Simon Fraser University, studies for 2 years, develops an interest in bodybuilding, and starts working as a bouncer. Then he drops out. The academic path does not offer what he wants. So Ryan Wedding pivots to real estate speculation, which sounds legitimate until you understand how he finances it. 18 Carat Farms, a suburban property in Maple Ridge, British Columbia. It sounds innocent. It is not. Ryan was growing 6,800 marijuana plants in a warehouse. It was industrial scale cultivation. This was not for personal use. This was distribution, serious money, the first step into organized crime. In 2006, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police raided the farm. They found the plants, a shotgun, ammunition, and cannabis valued at $10 million. Ryan was named in the search warrant but never charged. He walked free. No arrests, no prosecution. He received a warning, which he ignored completely. By 2008, Ryan Wedding is no longer growing marijuana. He is buying cocaine, not small amounts, but multi-kilo shipments from undercover federal agents. In May 2008 in San Diego, Ryan travels there with 2 associates to purchase cocaine. The dealer they are meeting is an FBI agent. The entire transaction is a setup. Ryan does not know this. He negotiates price, discusses distribution, and arranges payment. Every word is recorded. Every action is documented. Arrested, tried, convicted. In November 2009, a federal jury finds Ryan Wedding guilty of conspiracy to distribute cocaine. The sentence comes in 2010. He is sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. The judge calls him opportunistic and reckless and says his privileged background was wasted. Ryan serves his time. In December 2011, he is released. He is 30 years old, a former Olympian, a convicted felon. Most people would recalibrate. Ryan Wedding sees opportunity. Within months of his release, Ryan is building what federal prosecutors would later call a transnational criminal enterprise. Not street dealing, not small time, but empire building. He moves to Mexico, not hiding exactly, but positioning. Mexico is the pipeline. Colombia produces it, Mexico moves it, America and Canada consume it. Ryan positions himself at the source, the Sinaloa Cartel. Not just any Mexican organization, the most powerful drug trafficking syndicate in the Western Hemisphere, the cartel that produced El Chapo, that controlled distribution routes across North America, that moved tons monthly. Ryan Wedding becomes a Sinaloa Cartel member, a Canadian former Olympian integrating into Mexican cartel infrastructure. The feds would later say he had access to Los Chapitos, the sons of El Chapo, the current cartel leadership. The operation is sophisticated. Cocaine originates in Colombia, transported to Mexico, stored in Los Angeles stash houses, then distributed through long-haul semi-trucks into Canada and across the United States. Ryan is running the logistics. He is using encrypted messaging apps, 3-mode specifically, communicating with lieutenants across 4 countries. He is coordinating shipments, managing distribution, collecting payments. The numbers are staggering. Federal prosecutors estimate Ryan Wedding's organization moves 60 tons of cocaine each year. That is 54,000 kilograms. That is 120,000 pounds every single year. At wholesale prices, conservative estimates put the operation at $1 billion in gross revenue. Ryan is personally clearing tens of millions each year. He is buying properties, high-end motorcycles, and artwork. He lives in Mexico like royalty. But Ryan understands something most dealers miss. Violence is necessary, but strategic. You do not kill everyone. You kill the right people, the people who threaten the operation. Andrew Clark becomes Ryan Wedding's second in command. Fellow Canadian, he goes by the alias, the Dictator. Together they run what prosecutors call a continuing criminal enterprise. They employ dozens of people, drivers, stash house operators, distributors, enforcers. Each person has specific roles and specific compensation. This is corporate structure applied to cocaine trafficking. For over a decade, from 2012 to 2023, Ryan Wedding operates untouched. He makes millions, moves tons, and lives in Mexico beyond American jurisdiction. The FBI knows who he is. Canadian authorities know what he is doing, but he is untouchable. Then cocaine goes missing. November 2023. A shipment passing through Southern California is stolen, multiple kilograms, hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. Someone in the organization took it. Ryan and Andrew Clark need to send a message. You do not steal from the cartel. You do not cost them money. Consequences are permanent. They identify who they think is responsible. They order a hit. The problem is, they identify the wrong people. November 20th, 2023, just before midnight. Caledon, Ontario, Canada. A rental house on Mayfield Road. Jagtar Singh Sidhu, 57 years old, and his wife Harbhajan Kaur Sidhu, 55, are visiting from India to see their children. Their daughter Jasprit, 28, is with them. Just a family evening, visiting relatives. No connection to drug trafficking, no involvement in organized crime. Completely innocent. An armed gunman breaks into the house. No warning, no negotiation, just execution. Jagtar is shot first. His daughter Jasprit watches him die. Then the gunman turns on Harbhajan. Jasprit hears her mother's screams. Then silence. Then the gunman shoots Jasprit, not once, 13 times. She is hit in the torso, the limbs everywhere. The shooter empties rounds into her, leaving her for dead. But Jasprit Sidhu survives, barely. Life-altering injuries, permanent physical damage, psychological trauma that will never heal. She is the sole survivor, the witness, the evidence. Jagtar Singh Sidhu is pronounced dead at the scene. Harbhajan Kaur, Sidhu dies at the hospital. Their daughter lives but wishes she had not. Ontario Provincial Police investigate. Early on, they know something is wrong. This does not look like a targeted hit on criminals. This looks like a mistake. The Sidhu family has no criminal history, no drug connections, no reason to be murdered. Deputy Commissioner Marty Kearns later stated plainly that the Sidhu family were completely innocent. Our investigation has determined that these 3 victims were mistakenly targeted. Mistakenly targeted. Wrong house, wrong family, wrong people. Ryan Wedding and Andrew Clark ordered a hit on someone they thought stole cocaine. Their people killed an innocent Indian family instead. But Ryan does not stop. In May 2024, another murder. Mohammed Zafar, 39 years old, shot to death. This one is intentional. Zafar owed money, a drug debt, and Ryan Wedding ordered his execution. Then there are the other bodies. April 2024, Randy Fader, 29, shot in his driveway in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Prosecutors say Andrew Clark hired a Toronto hitman nicknamed Mr. Perfect, real name Malik Damian Cunningham, to execute Fader for $100,000 plus expenses. Clark allegedly provided the shooter with 2 Glock handguns and a 2023 Ford Explorer as a getaway vehicle. The hit goes exactly as planned, single shot to the head. Clean, professional, permanent. The bodies are adding up. The Sidhu parents, Mohammed Zafar, Randy Fader, at least 4 murders directly connected to Ryan Wedding's organization. And federal investigators believe there are more, but Wedding is not done. By 2024, he is facing a federal indictment. The FBI knows everything. The cocaine trafficking, the murders, the cartel connections. They are building a RICO case, the same law designed to take down the mafia. October 17th, 2024, the U.S. Department of Justice announces charges against Ryan Wedding and 15 co-defendants. The indictment is massive, leading a continuing criminal enterprise, conspiracy to distribute cocaine, murder, attempted murder, money laundering. Authorities arrest Andrew Clark in Mexico that same month. Dramatic operation. Mexican Navy troops and pickup trucks descending on a shopping mall restaurant in Guadalajara. Clark is extradited to the United States, held in custody, charged with 8 felonies. But Ryan Wedding remains free. He is still in Mexico, still operating, still moving cocaine. The feds cannot touch him without Mexican cooperation. Then Ryan makes a critical mistake. He has a federal witness problem. There is someone set to testify against him, someone who knows enough to bury him in court, someone whose testimony could guarantee extradition, conviction, life in prison. Ryan's lawyer allegedly tells him something that sounds like legal advice, but is actually a death sentence. According to subsequent federal indictments, the lawyer suggests that if the federal witness were killed, the charges would necessarily be dismissed. It is wrong, completely wrong. Killing a witness does not dismiss charges, it adds new ones. But Ryan Wedding does not care about legal accuracy. He cares about eliminating threats. Ryan allegedly places a bounty, up to $5 million for anyone who can locate and kill the federal witness. $5 million for one death. The witness is in Colombia, Medellín specifically, hiding, trying to stay alive long enough to testify. But Ryan's organization is transnational. He has Colombian connections, he has resources, he has people willing to kill for money. The hit squad finds the witness. They track him to a restaurant in Medellín. They wait. They confirm identity. Then they move. January 31st, 2025, the federal witness is eating at a restaurant. An unknown shooter approaches. 5 shots to the head, execution style. The witness dies instantly. According to federal indictments, after confirmation of the witness's death, Ryan Wedding facilitates approximately $500,000 in payments to members of the conspiracy in Colombia. The bounty gets paid. The witness is dead. Ryan thinks he is safe. He is wrong. October 2025, prosecutors file a superseding indictment. New charges. Orchestrating the murder of a federal witness. The evidence is overwhelming. Encrypted messages, financial transfers, witness testimony from other cooperators. They also reveal how Ryan helped identify the witness for the hit squad. He used a Canadian website called The Dirty News to post a photograph of the witness. Public identification, making sure the killers got the right person this time. Not like the Sidhu family, not another mistake. This time, Ryan wanted certainty. In November 2025, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi announces additional charges. Ryan Wedding is now wanted for witness murder on top of everything else. The feds are throwing every charge they can at him. Ryan is still in Mexico, still free, still operating. The FBI knows approximately where he is, but cannot make an arrest without Mexican government cooperation. In March 2025, the FBI adds Ryan Wedding to the 10 most wanted fugitives list. Only 10 spots, reserved for the most dangerous, most wanted criminals in America. Terrorists, serial killers, cartel leaders. Ryan Wedding, former Olympic snowboarder, takes his place among them. The U.S. Department of State offers a reward, initially $10 million for information leading to his arrest, later increased to $15 million, one of the largest rewards in FBI history. FBI Director Kash Patel makes it personal. Just to tell you how bad of a guy Ryan Wedding is, he went from an Olympic snowboarder to the largest narco trafficker in modern times. He is a modern-day El Chapo. He is a modern-day Pablo Escobar. The comparison is not exaggeration. The scale matches. The violence matches. The ruthlessness matches. Authorities are working around the clock. FBI, DEA, RCMP, Mexican law enforcement. International cooperation. Coordinated efforts. Hunting one man across Latin America. Late December 2025, Mexican authorities raid multiple properties linked to Ryan Wedding. They seize millions of dollars worth of high-end motorcycles. The FBI later releases photos showing dozens of bikes with an estimated value of $40 million. They also recover artwork and 2 Olympic medals. His Olympic medals, the physical representation of his former glory, now seized as proceeds of drug trafficking. The raids are getting closer. The intelligence is improving. Ryan knows the walls are closing. On January 22, 2026, Ryan James Wedding made a decision. After more than a decade on the run, after years evading capture, after $15 million in rewards, he turned himself in. He walked into the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City and surrendered. The FBI was waiting. Some reports suggest U.S. authorities were in contact with Ryan before the surrender. Mexican security analyst David Saucedo tells media that Ryan's Sinaloa Cartel connections betrayed him. Los Chapitos, the cartel leadership, reportedly provided Mexican authorities with information about Ryan's location. Saucedo explains that it was Ryan's problem. He trusted excessively in Los Chapitos, and Los Chapitos have betrayal tattooed on their skin. That is how they have survived for so many years. They have betrayed associates, friends, and collaborators. Ryan was no exception. The cartel turned on him. The organization he helped enrich, the network he helped operate. They gave him up to save themselves. Ryan was arrested, taken into custody, held overnight, then transported. On January 23, 2026, a chartered flight landed at Ontario International Airport in Southern California. FBI agents escorted Ryan Wedding off the plane. He was in handcuffs, wearing a gray sweatshirt, a black vest, and a black cap, expressionless as they led him down the stairs, across the tarmac, and into custody. The same flight carried another FBI most wanted fugitive, Alejandro Castillo, captured the week before in Mexico. Both men, both wanted, both caught, both facing American justice. At a news conference, FBI officials celebrated. Director Kash Patel, RCMP Commissioner Michael Duhane, and Los Angeles police officials were present. Everyone taking credit, everyone congratulating everyone. But they provided few details. How exactly did they find Ryan? Who provided the information? Will the $15 million reward be paid? Nobody is saying. What they did say was comprehensive. 36 people were arrested in connection with Ryan's organization. Over 2,300 kilograms of cocaine seized, 44 kilograms of methamphetamine, 44 kilograms of fentanyl, 8 firearms. Over $55 million in illicit assets seized during the investigation. Ryan Wedding faces 9 federal charges. Conspiracy to distribute cocaine, leading a continuing criminal enterprise. Murder in connection with a continuing criminal enterprise. Export of cocaine. Conspiracy to commit murder. The charges carry life sentences, multiple life sentences, with no possibility of parole. On Monday, January 26, 2026, Ryan Wedding was scheduled to appear in federal court in Los Angeles. He would be required to enter a plea. His attorney would argue something, anything, but everyone knows the outcome. The evidence is overwhelming. Wiretaps, financial records, witness testimony, the bodies, the cocaine seizures, the encrypted messages, everything documented, everything recorded, everything prosecutable. Ryan Wedding is 44 years old. He built this empire for over a decade. He made millions, moved tons, and killed innocents. And now it is over. The Sidhu family will never be whole again. Jefe survived 13 gunshots, but lost both parents. She lives with life-altering injuries, physical and psychological. The shooter who pulled the trigger still has not been identified and is still walking free somewhere. Ryan Wedding ordered that hit. Wrong target or not, he gave the command. An innocent family destroyed because of mistaken identity over stolen cocaine. The federal witness in Medellín is dead. 5 shots to the head, a $5 million bounty, and a $500,000 payment. Ryan ordered that murder specifically to avoid prosecution. It did not work. Randy Fader, shot in his driveway. Mohammed Zafar, executed over a debt. The bodies pile up, each one with Ryan Wedding's fingerprints on the order. Canada's legal system wants him too. Ryan faces separate drug trafficking charges in Canada dating back to 2015. If the United States does not give him life, Canada will extradite and try him domestically. There is no way out. No cooperation deal erases 4 murders. No testimony is valuable enough to overcome dead witnesses and innocent families. Ryan Wedding will die in federal prison. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police released a statement saying, "This is a great day for public safety in Canada." The FBI celebrated the capture of a most wanted fugitive. Everyone claimed victory, but victories feel hollow when you understand the cost. The Sidhu parents are still dead. Their daughter still carries 13 bullet wounds. The federal witness in Colombia still took 5 bullets to the head. The families destroyed do not get justice. At best, they get closure. Let us talk about what Ryan Wedding represents. Not glorification, not sympathy, understanding. Understanding how an Olympic athlete becomes a murderer, how a kid from ski resort royalty becomes a Sinaloa Cartel member, how privilege and opportunity are traded for cocaine and corpses. Ryan Wedding had everything: supportive family, athletic talent, national team status, Olympic representation, a university education, every advantage society offers. He threw it away for money, not because he needed it, because he wanted more, faster, bigger. The street did not pull him in. He chose it, deliberately, calculatingly. After his first conviction in 2010, after serving 4 years, Ryan had a choice: go straight, rebuild legitimately, use his Olympic status for coaching, motivational speaking, and legitimate business. Instead, he went bigger. He joined the Sinaloa Cartel, transnational trafficking, 60 tons annually, because the money was better, because the power was immediate, because he thought he was smarter than everyone who got caught. Cell-based organization, encrypted communications, Los Angeles distribution hubs, multi-country coordination. Ryan built infrastructure like a CEO, strategic thinking, operational efficiency. Judge statements from his 2010 conviction said Ryan had the intelligence and background to succeed legitimately. Federal prosecutors in 2024 echoed the same. This was not stupidity, this was choice. The tragedy is not wasted potential. It is innocent lives destroyed by someone who had no excuse. The Sidhu family did not choose the drug game. Ryan did. They paid for his choices with their lives. Jaspreet Sidhu told CBC News from her hospital bed that her father was shot in front of her. She said she heard her mother's last screams. After that, there was complete silence, only the noises of gunshots. That is Ryan Wedding's legacy. Not Olympic rings, not national pride, the screams of a mother dying, the silence of a father murdered, a daughter with 13 bullet wounds. But here's what young people need to understand about Ryan Wedding's story. He thought privilege made him immune. He thought Olympic status gave him cover. He thought Mexican distance gave him protection. He was wrong on every count. The FBI tracked him for over a decade. They coordinated with 4 countries. They offered $15 million for information. They made him most wanted. The cartel he trusted betrayed him. Los Chapitos gave him up. The organization he enriched abandoned him to save themselves, because that is how cartels work. Survival over loyalty, always. Everyone thinks they are different. Everyone thinks their system is tighter, their connection stronger, their intelligence higher. Federal prisons and cemeteries are full of people who thought they were special. Ryan Wedding is Olympic royalty turned FBI most wanted, a former national team athlete turned Sinaloa Cartel member, the Canadian who thought he could run a $1 billion cocaine empire and never pay the price. Yesterday he surrendered in Mexico City. Today he is in American custody. On Monday he faces a federal judge. Multiple life sentences are likely and guaranteed. The mathematics are brutal. 4 years in prison after his first conviction taught him nothing. Over a decade running an empire made him millions. Yesterday ended everything. But the real mathematics are in the bodies. The Sidhu parents were murdered over mistaken identity. The federal witness was shot 5 times in the head. Randy Fader was shot in his driveway. Mohammed Zafar was executed for a debt, each one a human being, each one someone's family. 60 tons of cocaine annually. How many addicts created? How many overdoses? How many families destroyed by the poison Ryan's organization distributed? The accountants can calculate the money. Nobody can calculate the human cost. Ryan Wedding chose this, not circumstances, not poverty, not lack of options. He chose it with an Olympic medal in his bedroom, a university education on his resume, and every opportunity society offers. That is the real story. Not that crime doesn't pay. That privilege doesn't exempt you. Olympic rings don't make you untouchable. Intelligence doesn't make you immune. Being Canadian doesn't put you beyond American jurisdiction. The game takes everyone. The privileged ones just fall further. Ryan Wedding fell from Olympic podiums to the FBI most wanted list. From national hero to international murderer. From representing Canada to hiding in Mexico. From medal ceremonies to a chartered flight in handcuffs. Arrested yesterday, 44 years old, facing life sentences. Multiple victims dead. An innocent family destroyed. A federal witness executed. All for money he will never spend. Power he will never enjoy. And an empire that collapsed the moment Los Chapitos decided he was expendable. On Monday, he will stand in federal court. The judge will read the charges. The evidence will be presented. The outcome is certain. Ryan James Wedding will die in federal prison. Not as an Olympian, not as an athlete, as a convicted murderer who traded Olympic glory for cartel blood money. And the lesson is not complicated. Being special does not make you exempt. Being privileged does not make you immune. The game does not care about your background, your talent, or your medals. The game just collects, every time, from everyone, even Olympians, especially Olympians who thought they were too smart to get caught. January 23, 2026, Ontario International Airport. Gray sweatshirt, black vest, handcuffs. That is the story. That is the truth. That is all.